Here are the top stories for April 15th. The Commission on Audit says the Office of the Vice President must return the disallowed 73.28 million peso worth of confidential funds that it spent in December 2022. This was learned by the House Committee on Justice Tuesday night, April 14th, during its hearing for the determination of probable cause on the 2 active impeachment complaints against Vice President Sara Duterte. Commission on Audit Auditor Gloria Camora, team leader of the Commission on Audit Intelligence and Confidential Funds Audit Office that audited the Office of the Vice President, disclosed to the panel that it denied the appeal of the Office of the Vice President and affirmed the disallowance of the 73.28 million pesos in question. Duterte, Acosta, and Villa del Rey were identified as the accountable officers for the subject funds. The ruling, dated April 10, 2026, was signed by Commission on Audit Chairperson Gamaliel Cordoba and Commissioners Mario Lapana and Douglas Malilin. The disallowed amount forms part of the 125 million peso in confidential funds that the OVP dispersed and liquidated in just 11 days in December 2022, including 69.787 million peso for rewards and 3.5 million peso for items such as tables, chairs, and computers. Senator Loren Legarda called for the immediate suspension of fuel excise tax and value-added tax on diesel and gasoline, even as she criticized the slow government response to elevated fuel prices. This follows the April 13th press conference of President Marcos, where he announced the suspension of excise taxes on liquefied petroleum gas and kerosene. He also noted that the possible suspension of excise taxes on diesel and gasoline will still be discussed in the next uplift meeting. In response, Legarda renewed her call to suspend fuel taxes immediately. She reckoned that the impact would be direct, immediate, and nationwide. Legarda also rejected the argument that targeted aid was necessarily the more efficient response. She said this overlooks not only the slow pace of government processes, but also the deeper structural problems that arise when assistance is routed back through layers of bureaucracy. Filipino and American soldiers trained together for the full spectrum of modern combat as part of the Exercise Salaknib, which spanned live fire, drone warfare, electronic warfare, and survival in resource-scarce environments. Troops from the Philippine Army and the United States Army Pacific carried out a series of exercises under Phase 1 of Exercise Salaknib at Fort Magsaysay from April 10th to April 14th. Salaknib is an annual bilateral exercise aimed at enhancing the combined capabilities of the Philippine Army and U.S. Army, strengthening Manila and Washington's alliance, and reinforcing a shared commitment to a free and open Indo-Pacific. It complements larger drills, such as the exercise Balikatan, while emphasizing ground tactics and emerging threats. During the squad live fire exercise, the troops pushed their marksmanship and small unit coordination to the limit. Troops moved through combat lanes with live ammunition and engaged targets under pressure as the drills tested accuracy and discipline and reinforced trust within squads. Senator Imee Marcos on Wednesday, April 15th, rejected Ramil Madriaga's allegations of a supposed term-sharing deal between Vice President Sara Duterte and her brother, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. Marcos said that as one of those who knows the behind-the-scenes during the formation of the Uniteam family, she has the responsibility to deny and correct Madriaga's account. She also urged her brother to speak up to set the record straight. During the press briefing, the senator emphasized that her camp had even pushed for Duterte to run for president rather than settle for the vice presidency. Marcos also said she will not consent to any of her brother's whims and will also not stay silent. U.S. President Donald Trump said that the American military had begun a blockade of Iranian ports as part of his effort to force Tehran to open the Strait of Hormuz and accept a deal to end the war that has raged for more than 6 weeks. Iran responded with threats on all ports in the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman, taking aim at U.S. allied countries. The U.S. blockade and Iran's threatened retaliation set up an extraordinary showdown that posed serious risks for the global economy and raised the specter that the ceasefire could collapse and the fighting could resume. talks aimed at permanently ending the conflict, which began February 28th with U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran, failed to reach an agreement this past weekend. Stay updated with the latest news. Visit our website at www.mb.com.ph or follow us on social media. Thanks for tuning in to the Manila Bulletin Daily Rundown.